Are we finding the video? You said how women are setting themselves up to be single, how women can sabotage their own relationships, how feminism has ruined unions between women and men.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
I agree with myself.
Elaborate
On all three of those?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, let's start with this first one here. Women are setting themselves up to be single. I believe that feminism is feeding women a lie. It's leading them down a path of loneliness. I don't see how a man would want you if you inherently believe that they're dangerous and they can't offer you anything. So under that guise, how can you possibly expect somebody to want to commit to you? Doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
Okay, moving on. My next statement.
You also,
I have to read it, I forgot.
yeah, you also wrote modern dating is trash. Hookup culture is the epitome of instant gratification and slowly chips away at especially women's self-worth. I believe women pretend to be things to look attractive to men, then get the attention they seek, so their behavior gets more and more extreme. They're being tossed around and used. We wonder why depression is at an all-time high.
Hit it on the nail.
Oh, yes. Okay, this is an easy panel. I was not expecting this tonight.
Okay, and then I guess the other thing, you tend to agree with Brian on most things except his stance on marriage. I believe marriage is important and look forward to getting married.
Yeah, and I'm surprised you flipped your stance, it sounds like. You're
Oh,
coming
no,
around.
I'm still against marriage.
Okay.
But I'm saying
Why?
I could also become a stage magician in the future.
If you
I
know anyone,
could.
You could find your
It
wife
could
that way.
Actually, I wanted to be a magician when I was younger.
that's fun.
Should have followed your dreams.
Never happened.
Why didn't you?
I didn't have the dexterity for the card stuff.
Oh, it's rough. Or
It was
windows
rough.
with your hands to see through. That's a big problem.
It was very difficult. It was a hard time for me. So, the marriage stuff, I mean, do you want to make it? How about this? I've already laid out my arguments plenty of times. Why don't you give me a compelling reason why I or other men who are marriage hesitant should get married?
Let me answer your question with a question. Do you want children?
Let me answer your question with an immediate rebuttal. You don't need to be married to have children.
Well, that's correct, but thinking about the well-being of your child and setting them up for the most success, that's why I'm asking the question.
So do you believe in
People-
a partner for life and just not getting
Yeah,
married?
you can be in a monogamous long-term relationship for the entire duration of your life and have children. I fail to see how it would set them up better if you're married, especially given the divorce rate, and divorce seems to have a very negative impact on children.
So what about a prenup? Do you believe
What
in
about
that?
it?
I mean, you could have a prenup, so when you...
What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah,
I mean,
if
if
a prenup still doesn't undo the damage that a divorce has done to a child.
That's true.
I think that's what he was talking about.
Okay.
But
On,
Is that
like,
what
keep
you're talking
going.
about?
No,
Kids?
I'm going. Keep going. What else? Okay. So I want kids. Go ahead.
So would you be in a long-term
Well,
relationship?
no, this is her time. This is her
Sorry,
time
I'm
to
sorry.
shine.
Sorry, I thought we were all
Jump in,
talking.
girl.
Her time.
Now
to
I feel like I
shine.
can smell the smoke.
I mean, in my opinion, a woman is going to seek marriage because she wants the security that it offers. It certainly sets a boundary around the relationship.
Yeah, that's what the woman wants.
Correct.
I asked you, why should a man get married?
Because a marriage...
For the benefit of the woman.
Right, that's what the woman wants and requires.
I'm selfish.
Okay, then.
Actually, I'm not even selfish. Hold on, that's a poor argument. What's the benefit towards the man?
You get a committed woman, but if you're not
I can get a
willing,
committed woman without marriage.
then you don't need to get married. Then great. Then that's fine for you.
Come on, you need to make a stronger argument than that if you're going to convince me that marriage is good.
I mean, if you can find a woman who is perfectly okay with not getting married and having your children, then I'm happy for you. Me, personally speaking, I would not be okay with that. And I believe that a lot of women, might I say high-value women, would not be okay with such an arrangement. Because the woman is risking more in that exchange.
How is she risking more?
Well, if she is having a baby, now she's sacrificing her body potentially. If she has a career and a source of income, she's now going to hopefully quit that and become a full-time mother. So she relies on the father to provide the source of income. So that's what.
Oh, no, she had to not go to work every day? Oh,
No,
it's
it's a blessing.
terrible.
It's
That's
great.
super high
Blessing.
risk
No,
that she
I
had to
wanna be
stay
a
at
stay-at-home.
home and not go to work every
I
day.
agree
So
with
risky.
you. No, earlier on this podcast, I was saying how I could have been the perfect poster child for feminism because I have proven to be independent. I bought my own home. I can provide for myself, and I absolutely hate having a job. I tell my fiance all the time, like, when can I quit my job and fold your laundry? Like, I would love to do that every day. So I agree with you. It's a really good deal to be
It
able to
sure
stay
seems
home.
to be. I don't know
Yeah.
why, if you're saying it's a good deal, though, why you think that women would demand that they be married in order to get this deal. If somebody gave them the same deal and they weren't married, from a secularist perspective, why should they get married?
I think the marriage just provides the security that is going to be provided to them.
Okay, so then let's see if we test this, if this is true. Let's say the man says, okay, I'll get married to you if you sign a prenup that says no matter why we get divorced, I get to keep everything that I bring into the marriage. And so do you. Would you sign that?
I think that certainly puts a boundary around the woman's behavior and motivates her to behave in a certain way in the marriage and make sure that the marriage doesn't deteriorate. So I think that's a good motivation.
Yeah, great. So then if that is the case, then you could definitely have that exact same relationship absent marriage, right?
I see what you're saying. I personally would not be comfortable with it.
Why not?
I believe that man and woman is supposed to get married. I mean, you got married yourself, right? So,
Yeah, I'm religious.
okay.
Yeah. Are you religious?
Yes.
Yeah, so then that would, I can understand, and Brian also argues this as well. He understands why there would be motivation for religious people to get married. But what I don't understand is why there's any motivation for a secularist to get married. I don't actually understand that. Because you can have all of those same exact things absent the marriage. So I don't even understand what the point is.
I agree. Because I think a marriage is also a contract with God.
Wait, if I can actually jump in on this also, even the objections that I raise as to the negatives of marriage, these also apply to religious men too.
Yeah.
Unless they get a covenant marriage. So you can have a covenant marriage and not involve the state,
Right.
and then it's not nearly so egregious. But assuming even then for a second that you do involve the state, at least I understand that motivation because you're filling out your teleology. So you're, like you said your purpose is to get married, right? So that's part of your telos, or what you consider your purpose to be.
Yes.
So that's part of your religion. I get that. I understand that motivation. Makes total sense to me. What I don't understand, though, is from a secularist perspective, non-religious perspective, what motivation they could possibly have for it, because it just doesn't seem like what would there actually be?
Yeah. No, I understand why you're asking that question, especially with divorce and the way that goes over for men. They get the shorter end of the stick, almost guaranteed. So I understand why men don't want to get married. I do.
Yeah. Could you give a single argument then, from Brian's perspective, who's not religious, why you should actually get married?
I don't think I can.
Why shouldn't Brian be able to have his cake and eat it too?
If he can find a woman who's okay with that, truly, who would be honest and wouldn't hold resentment, then that's great.
Yeah, but I mean, you run that same risk even if you're married. That a woman could be being dishonest and holding resentment. Like that, these are not exclusive to secularists, nor Christians, nor Muslims, nor whoever, right? Whoever gets married, this is still a possibility.
Yeah, but I'm speaking specifically to the idea that the woman, her own morals, she's not okay with a relationship that's not in a marriage, but yet she agrees to it and she allows herself to be in that relationship, and so the resentment is harbored from the lack of legality of the marriage is what I'm specifically talking to. But yes, resentment can exist.
I don't even know what perks you would get from the legality purpose at this point. What, like a couple of
Like
tax
a
breaks?
tax write-off? Yeah.
You know, some earned income child credits, maybe. It doesn't seem like it's worth it. So I really, like, I've tried to rationalize this. How do you convince a guy like Brian, from a Christian perspective, that they should get married? And I do have good arguments for this, but the women on these panels never do. They never have any, because they only think of it from the perspective of self, which is, it's to protect the woman. It's to do good by the woman. Everything's for the woman.
Perspective of the child too, though. And so if your child asks you, Mom, why didn't you ever marry Dad? You have to be prepared to answer that. And I would assume that a child would want their parents to have a union that's sacred.
Yeah, but why? I mean, again, that's from a religious perspective, because you use the word sacred, right? Secularists don't believe in sacred nothing. So if there's this saying, Mommy and Daddy love each other, and there's these little chemicals in our brains that make us love each other because that's the way that we're constructed, and we love you too because there's chemicals in our brain that make us love you too, and we're going to stay together forever and ever, and that seems to work from a monogamous standpoint. I don't actually know why they would ever want to take the risk of getting the state involved in getting married. I don't actually understand why they would do that. It seems like the dumbest decision possible.
W's in the chat. Don't get married, boys.
I agree with him. I don't want to get married.
W. Macy's in the chat.
I just need you to know, though, that I have an ulterior motive for this, and I don't know if I'm going to go to hell for it or not. I sure hope I don't. But my ulterior motive is I want all secularists to end up being genetic dead ends and not to breed, so that the religious take over. That's ultimately, I would prefer that. So if I can give all secularists motivations to not have a healthy, happy marriage, and to instead just embrace complete and total selfishness, I actually would prefer that for society. I think that the ends of that would be better.
Well then.